The 1% are the 1% because they know things that you don't know. It's really that simple. And the truth behind it is that we've been taught to focus on skills that don't go anywhere. Academic skills, being able to answer questions and quizzes well, being able to, respond quickly when the bell goes off, and being attentive to the teacher, the leader, the person in charge in that moment. I was actually the opposite. I was blessed to have been homeschooled. So I never had that experience. I never had the experience of, being graded on subject matter that had nothing to do with, with reality. I always kind of looked down and felt bad for people that were experiencing that. And yet that's the norm. We don't focus on skills that get people to a higher status place in life. We don't focus on things that help them break the bubble, break the norm. This skill is a skill that every single billionaire either started with or studied or focuses on primarily to this day, with a few exceptions, but a majority do. And what skill am I talking about? Well, it's marketing. The skill is marketing, learning how to market products and services. It's that simple. Marketing is the 1%er skill. Marketing is the skill that transformed my life and took me from, a completely dead broke kid. Like if you good Lord, somebody's going to find it if I say it too much in videos, but I had this freaking Minecraft YouTube channel, okay? I was from 13 to 16. I didn't do anything with my life. I wasted those years. I was at 17 years old. I grew up in a very blessed home, and I was soft because of it. I was made soft because of it, and I regret it. And I look back and with shame, honestly. My parents, they went through we had a house fire, and that house fire caused us to go through a ridiculous amount of stress, turmoil. And I've told my story a billion times on this channel, but I'll continue to repeat it because I want you to understand how much this impacted me. And I decided to read a bunch of marketing books, make something of myself, and go out and sell marketing consulting. That's where I started. And now in 2022, just had my first $1 million year with my marketing consultancy. And, I wanted to be a man that never asked for handouts. I wanted to be my own man. I wanted to build myself up into the sort of a man that, I would like to be. I would like for my daughter to end up with if I ever have a daughter. I've got a son on the way now, and I get to exemplify to him, hey, son, look, this is what happens when you apply yourself. This is who you can become. This is what you can build for yourself. And I'm by no means done. I'm barely getting started. But the truth is, if I hadn't mastered the skill of marketing, and master is a strong word, if I hadn't begun the process of learning marketing, I could have never built what I've built today. There's no way I could have built what I've built today. And so in today's video, I'm talking about that 1%er skill, marketing, learning marketing, how to become the sort of an individual who can command, demand from people. People, it's so fascinating, man. I hear like the economy is just supply and demand, supply and demand, supply and demand. Well, demand can be controlled. You can create demand. And I'll summarize marketing from a high level perspective with one quote from David Ogilvy. And he says something like this. He says, good marketing isn't convincing people to buy your product or service. It's speaking to the pre-existing needs that humans have, innate, and relating your product or service to those needs and desires. So when you're trying to sell a product or service, you're not selling the product or service. You're not saying, here's how good this service is, here's how good this product is. You're saying, hey, human, this desire that you have, this desire for status, this desire for security, this desire for health, this desire for sense of belonging, these things that are innate to the human condition. I've got this thing that I can give you that'll give you that, right? And that's how you sell products and services. So marketing is more about relating a product or a service to an innate human desire, not about here's how good this product or service is, right? So anyway, when I was 17 years old, I was flung into it. So I started off actually doing marketing consulting for photographers, and I had my first $10,000 month at 17 years old, which completely changed my life and showed me, okay, I can actually make something of myself. I can actually do this. And not only can I just do this, but I'm the sort of an individual who, when I apply myself to something, I can see it through and make it a reality. And I think everybody deserves to have that for themselves. Everybody deserves to experience what I experienced when I had that initial breakthrough, when I had that moment of, what would I call it? I guess just that transcendence of like, this is a reality for me and I can actually create this for myself. So anyway, in today's video, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about how to learn the skill of marketing. And the best way to monetize the skill of marketing is by becoming a marketing consultant, by teaching business owners how to grow their business with what you've learned. So how do you master marketing? You master marketing, first of all, by studying the right individuals, the right minds of marketing. And there are good minds of marketing. And I reference different names in different videos, but Seth Godin, incredible marketing leader. Russell Brunson, another one. Dan Kennedy, another one, especially for direct response marketing. David Ogilvy is another incredible marketing leader. Any talk that Apple, Steve Jobs did on marketing, incredible marketing leader. He understood how to create products that speak to the human soul, and how to relate them to the souls of humans. And those are just to name a few. And I think the truth is most people never wake up to the reality that they don't have what it takes to join the 1%. They think that it's just going to stumble into their life. They think that it's just going to happen to them by chance almost, that they're just going to stumble into discovering what it takes, or maybe that just by working hard enough, or by putting out enough, or by just trying hard enough that it's going to happen. That's not the case. The case is if you have the right skills, you can make it. The case is that if you knew the levers that get you there, Archimedes, you give me a long enough lever and a fulcrum in which to put it, and I can move the world. And marketing is that lever for your wealth. You just put in a little bit and you get way out because you know how to market. This is why in my company, I'm spending $2,000 a day on advertising, is because I'm putting a message out there that people, for a service that people need, in my marketing consultancy, and in return for that $2,000, we get a handful of clients, and so we're able to turn $1 into $4 consistently, more like $1 into $5 actually right now, because it's like, all right, we've got this thing that people want, give it to them, sell it, just trading money for money. And once you learn how to trade $1 and turn it into 2 or 3, my friend, you're never gonna go broke again. You just have to learn how to do that. So let me get more granular. What books should you read? How should you learn marketing? If this is such an important skill, if the 1%ers all know marketing, then how do you learn marketing? Well, I'll just tell you some of the books that I started with, and I'll share some. So first is Ogilvy on advertising. Okay, now advertising is slightly different than marketing. Marketing is more so the everything that happens beyond the initial advertisement. Okay. Whereas advertising is literally what you say in the ad. But David Ogilvy, was a master of advertising. He wrote a famous piece of ad copy for Rolls-Royce. And you can look it up, David Ogilvy, Rolls-Royce advertisement. And it was the ad that put the Rolls-Royce sort of company on the map. He did the same thing for Ford Motors. He did the same things for Hershey's Chocolate and a bunch of these timeless, classic American brands. He really helped birth them with just newspaper ads and magazine ads. So you're really going to want to look him up. He is brilliant when it comes to discovering the hidden components of a product that have been yet to be communicated, that when communicated, make the product worth buying. For example, I'll use, let's just use Apple as an example. Ogilvy, if you were to look at Apple, he would have seen Apple not through the lens of a phone, which allows you to call. And Steve Jobs did the same thing. It wasn't just a phone. The phone represented something about humankind, this desire to connect, this desire to be close to one another. So it wasn't, hey, you can call people anytime. Cool, go ahead and buy it. It's $900. It was, At any time, you're able to contact another human being, and in a classy, timeless fashion, and with a product design that feels innate to the human soul. Instead of clicking buttons, you touch the screen, and when you touch the screen, it reacts. So it's almost like a shadow of you. And so just look at go ahead and look up Steve Jobs' Apple or iPhone launch. It was an incredible presentation, and in that presentation, he gave the audience a certain feel for the product. He explained how the product was going to revolutionize the world, and it went on to do exactly that. So, anyway, I could geek out on this stuff all day. Anything by David Ogilvy, read his books. The next set of books you're going to want to read, anything by Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy, his company Magnetic Marketing. They understood how to sell. They just understood how to sell products, man. They knew what it took. They knew what to say and how to say it to get people to pay attention and get people to listen up and actually tune in and get the emotions involved, especially in an individual. How to say what to say to get emotions involved. The next would be Russell Brunson. Anything by Russell Brunson. You've got expertsecrets.com secrets. These books are incredible. They help you to specifically understand online marketing and online sales. The next set of books that you're going to read is anything by Robert Cialdini. You've got Influence and Persuasion are his two most popular books. These books help you understand things like confirmation bias, that human beings are always looking for things that confirm what they already believe. So if you can give them a product that sort of fits into their existing worldview, then you can better sell it to them. And so don't try to sell people something that you want to sell them. Sell them what they already believe that they need sold, that they just don't realize that they need sold yet, right? And he sort of speaks on these things. He was one of the first people to talk about the concept of social proof, helping sell a product by showing how many other people are buying the product, and this almost fear of missing out about the product. And those are just some people that you can take the time to learn and study. The other thing that you're going to want to do to really learn marketing is instead of just buying products, next time you buy a product, ask, why am I buying this? What is happening in my brain right now that is having me say yes in this specific scenario? What did they tell me that pushed me over the ledge, and why did that push me over the ledge? Or what about this product or service, what about this business stood out to me that has me saying, yep, this is what I want to do? And if you just listen when you're spending and use your own bank account as a case study, you can begin to form almost a version of why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And that version of why you're doing what you're doing can become your initial case study in learning marketing. Truthfully, marketing is not just a businessy thing. Marketing is innate to humans. We're really trying to give to humans things that they already believe that they needed, but we're just the ones to deliver it to them. And so if you just listen to your own, in that little split moment when you click buy button on Amazon, or you click the buy button on a service that you're purchasing, and you just say, why this business? What stood out? Well, I looked them up on Google and I saw that they were 5 stars. Or I saw that they were 4.6, and one of the reviews said something about the service that I specifically wanted. You'll start to realize that you're not buying anything out of your own free will. Everything you're buying, everything you're doing is being handed to you because of innate psychological motivators that create desire within you. Then that desire, a way of putting it is, it already exists within you for this product. It's just that the marketer related that desire that you have to this specific product. So there's no such thing as creating demand for a product. There's only such thing as relating the existing demand, the existing things that already exist in somebody's soul, their heart, their mind, to a certain product. And so, look, this is the skill that makes the 1%ers 1%ers. They understand how money moves, because they understand that money isn't money. When money moves, it's a reflection of an innate desire within somebody. And if you can catch that wave of what people desire, you can start to make way more money. And that's how I built my business. It's how I'll continue to build my businesses. And I hope that this is a helpful awakening for you, that you need to begin the process of studying marketing. Marketing is what makes the 1%ers. Marketing is what helps businesses stand out from the crowd and actually be worth investing into in the public eye, in the consumer eye. And more than that, it's the skill that will help you make your first $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month online. And that did it for me, because I became a marketing consultant, and I took what I knew about marketing and I gave it to the world. And even though I didn't know much, it was enough to get paid, and it was enough for my clients to say, "Wow, that was actually really helpful. Thank you for that." That, when people pay you for your time, your advice, they're just paying to have what they need, because they could go and just buy a bunch of marketing books and just go on Google and try and figure it out themselves, or they could get somebody who knows about it to relate to their specific situation. And that's exactly where I started as an entrepreneur. And so if you'd like to be a part of a community of individuals who are doing this, and at that time in my journey, I knew that I needed a community of people that were doing this. I knew that I needed other individuals surrounding me, doing this alongside me, signing clients, learning what it took to become a successful consultant. And I just want to give that to you. So I've got this community. The link is in the description. The fee is a once a week fee, and it's basically the cost of like a decent night out, like a semi-cheap dinner, and 1 year's worth of payments is made back by one client. So if you don't sign a single client in a single year, then kind of that's on you, dude. But we've got a whole community of people who are doing it, signing clients, growing their businesses alongside each other, and you can join that community. The link is in the description. And you can be a part of a group of people who are actually consistently joining I'd hope to say that they're joining the 1% by becoming marketing consultants, by selling their marketing services and helping businesses grow. And truthfully, these are people who are passionate about marketing as a subject. And if you want to cement your 1%er status, you do that by becoming passionate about marketing as a subject. You don't just do it just to make a little bit of money. You get infatuated with it. You get obsessed with it. And like I have, I study people. I see what they're selling. I look at the way that they're selling it, and I get sort of lit up by it. It's a passion subject of mine, because I chose for it to be a passion subject of mine. I didn't come out the womb with it as a passion subject. I decided that I wanted to get excited about this, because the implications of being passionate about marketing for my net worth are immense. And so I decided that I wanted to do that. And if you want to join a community of people who are that way, who are making money selling marketing services, then go ahead and click the link below, join that community, and be a part of this movement of men and women who are trying to join that, crowd. Because I myself, I had my first $1.2 million year selling marketing consulting. I picked a group of people, a niche that I cared about, a group of people that I knew enough about or was willing to study at the time. This is 4 years ago, willing to learn more about. And it just compounded and grew and grew and grew steadily but surely. And eventually, I just got paid because of who I was. The results that my clients were getting was enough. And now all I have to do is just hop on a sales meeting, say, yep, this person's just like you. They got this result with my strategies. It costs this much. Do you want to do it or not? And it gets that easy at some point. So anyway, I hope this has been a valuable video for you. I hope that this has been an enlightening video for you. You got to get obsessed with marketing. You got to just take the next 2, 5, 10 years and get obsessed with the topic of how to make a product move, how to influence people who are listening to you, how to take somebody's heart, mind, soul, and bend it into this specific product, or less that, more bend your product into the heart, mind, and soul of the consumer. Because it's only then that you can actually create money, make money consistently, not just on chance. Being rich is like winning the lottery. You get a lot of money once, but being wealthy is having the skills or capacity to do it over and over and over and over again for forever. And I want to give you the ability to do that through this YouTube channel, through the resources that I'm sharing with you today. So hopefully this has been a valuable video. You got to get obsessed with marketing. The 1%er skill is truly marketing. And if you want to be a part of the 1%, you got to master that skill. So thanks for watching this video. Links in the description for my private community if you want to join that. And get obsessed with marketing.